and good afternoon. We have returned to the channel after a sort of break because of moving, but we're finally back at it today with another video for the next few days discussing what the weather could be across the continental U.S. here. So obviously we always start out with the temperature map. Pacific Northwest, or really just the western states, are just very, very hot. Temperatures in the 100s, especially in the mountains, are very, very hot. Also in New England, for the coastal cities, also pretty warm. They got heat advisories and excessive heat warnings, even though temperatures are not even close. I say not even close, but they're about 10 degrees or so from the temperatures that are currently sitting in the west. But there are excessive heat warnings. Dew points as well. Dew points are a little bit lower than in the west than the east. So the west still is very hot, but it's a little bit drier, so it's a slightly less harsh. Versus in the east, you got temperatures in the mid to upper 90s and dew points in the 70s, as it's very, very, very uncomfortable conditions there. But across the east and central, dew points are sitting about the upper 60s to lower 70s, while in the west they kind of vary from the upper 20s up into the 50s and lower 60s in some parts. Current national look at the radar, quite rainy across the U.S. Some storms here in the south, of course, regular typical summer storms, and then in the Great Lakes region, some storms there from just left over from that storm system we've been seeing for a little while here. Some of them are severe. There's a marginal risk in that area, and also finally some rain in the southwest, some much needed rain. They're finally getting that as well. Active alerts. There actually is a flash flood watch, or there's a flood watch. I think it's a flash flood or something like that, but there is some flooding concerns in that area. A few flash flood warnings, not only in New Mexico and Texas, but also into Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, and Iowa. Also excessive heat warnings for the Pacific Northwest and also for parts of New Jersey as well. Also heat advisories for much of New England as well with all that heat. The day one outlook, mostly thunderstorms for the south to the Midwest and into New England as well, and also the Southwest as well, so some good needed rain. I don't want to hear any complaining about flash flooding. I know it's bad. You guys need rain. I was being sarcastic there, so relax. If you're a super sensitive person, relax. Also, Tropical Storm Enrique is sitting down there, kind of approaching the Gulf of California right there as well. So that'll be heading north. A marginal risk for free areas as well today, like I mentioned just a minute ago. Marginal risk for much of the northern Midwest, Ohio Valley area, Great Lakes region, parts of Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, New York, and Pennsylvania. Also marginal risk for parts of Wisconsin as well, and also a little snippet of Minnesota as well. Also a marginal risk for parts of southeastern California, or that area, not quite southeastern California, northwestern Arizona, and southern Nevada as well, also southwestern Utah. But most of the country today will be experiencing some form of rain or thunderstorms today, so that is good. They're all wind-driven, no tornado, no hail risk, although then again we do also note that there are some storms in Iowa, Wisconsin, and northwestern Illinois that could be rotating as well, so we have to keep an eye on those. And then here's tomorrow. Again, much of the southern U.S. Being wet. Also, severe storms possible for New England as well. And here is the convective outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. An enhanced risk for much of Massachusetts, for some portions of eastern New York, and some parts of very far southern New Hampshire and Vermont, and also very far northern Connecticut as well. And also slight risk surrounding that in the portions of coastal Maine, coastal and central Maine as well. Also going into northeastern Pennsylvania, central New York, extreme northern New Jersey, much of Connecticut, Rhode Island, Vermont, New Hampshire, and that side. As well, the marginal risk goes down the Ohio River as well. Again, much of the U.S. will be wet. Could be wet with some thunderstorms. And a 2% tornado risk, not a very high-end tornado risk. It's a very low-end marginal tornado risk. But here is the story. 30% winds, non-significant, just 30% clean wind risk. That's 30% chance of a wind event, severe wind gust, within 25 miles of a given point, and that's in effect for most of Massachusetts. Hail again, low-end marginal, 5% as well. And then this is Thursday. So again, much of the country wet, much of the east with some flash flooding possible as well. Could be seeing some thunderstorms as well, and also much of the south central U.S. and also much of the western U.S. could be seeing some thunderstorms. So finally, hopefully some good rain gets there as well. Also a marginal risk for the mid-Atlantic states. That includes all New Jersey, Maryland, well, except for a little snippet of it, Delaware, Eastern Virginia, Eastern West Virginia, and Southeastern Pennsylvania. And then again, same thunderstorm risk for majority of the U.S. as well. And tropics, this is where something that we're going to be watching very closely for the next little while here. I didn't know it was August and September, but I guess here we are. 2 areas the next 2 days with a 20% chance of development for both of them. 5-day outlook. The yellow circle, Invest 95L, has a 20 and 30% chance of development, while 97L has a 20 and 40% chance of development. What that means is that 95 has a 20% chance within the next 2 days, 30% chance within the next 5 days, while 97L, the orange area, has a 20% chance within the next 2 days, and a 40% chance for the next 5 days. So this is 95L. This is the yellow area. It could go up the Leeward Islands, Windward Islands, maybe make landfall in the Dominican or Haiti. Of course, these will change. These will vary with time. But then after that, it could go out to sea. This isn't looking to be an incredibly strong storm. Maybe a tropical storm. We don't know exactly yet. Maybe we count one at most. Again, it's uncertain. Here are the models, and they keep it south of the Big Islands, that's Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican, Puerto Rico, and Cuba. But it definitely does cut across the Leeward Islands there. But tropical storm status is likely with this system within the next 48 to 60 hours. So that would be at the start, that would be around July 1st, July 2nd-ish. So this is something to keep a watch on as well. And maybe this could be a Gulf storm, so we'll watch that. Now this is 97L. This is the storm that has the medium chance of development within the next 5 days. This is the storm that's sitting around 35 west, 9 north. It kind of takes around the same area, but of course this thing's moving a little bit faster than 95L. It's a very fast-moving system, 15-20 miles an hour or so. This storm has a potential of going across the same areas that 95L could go across, but then whether its first landfall will be in Haiti or the Dominican or Jamaica or Cuba, we don't know that yet. But most of the models as of right now have it taking it into the Gulf, and especially the one of the models here, the AVNO, takes it kind of into the Florida Panhandle. So we're gonna kind of watch it again. This is still very early. We still got a lot of time to watch this and to see where model trends go. So maybe for the next 5 or so days we'll get a good idea of where this thing is headed. But as of now, this is just voodoo. So again, something to watch as far as this one, again, this is 168 hours out. This is a week out. In a week out, so this is this time next week. So Tuesday, July 6th. It could be in the Gulf at this time next week. So next Tuesday, July 6th, this could be in the Gulf. Where it is in the Gulf, we don't know. If it even holds together. There's a little bit of shear in there. Not a whole lot. but it could become neutral or unfavorable for tropical cyclone development. So again, it's still a question if this thing is going to hold together. But as of right now, if it does hold together and it keeps the same path, it could be into the Gulf for the next week. And as far as intensity, a lot of models are very, very spread. They do increase it in the tropical storm status within the next 24 hours. And then a few models do suggest it going to Category 1, weak to mid Category 1 within the next 84 to 156 hours. So that's within the next 3.5 days up to a week out. But of course, if all this model spread, it's extremely uncertain how strong this could be. So my prediction, it could stay moderate to maybe a strong tropical storm as of now. Maybe a weak Cat 1 if that shear lessens, which if it does, which is the biggest limiting factor for a tropical cyclone of this state, we could see a little bit of a stronger storm there. So anyway, looking at bottles here, this is the GFS. A high pressure centered over northeastern New Mexico at 1020. Middle bar high pressure. And then this is tomorrow. This is 8 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Of course, you can see Enrique down there in Baja California, 10,000 free low. It could be weakened to a tropical depression within the next 36 to 48 hours, depending on a couple of factors: lane interaction and shear. Most likely what will kill it will be lane interaction, also cooler waters as well. And then going out to Thursday, July 1st. Oh man, June went by really quickly. But here is July 1st. Maybe an active pattern for as far as just rain from Oklahoma all the way up into New England. So definitely a very wet pattern there. And that line will move south. As far as being in severe limits, the biggest severe risk will be in the mid-Atlantic coast. Not much in terms of severe weather for the southeast as of now. This is Friday, July 2nd, by the way. This is Saturday, July 3rd. July 4th weekend is there. A massive 1019 high pressure centered over the central U.S., basically almost in the middle of the United States as well. So now I'll move off to the southeast very slowly. There is one, also a 1025 high pressure up in Canada near the Hudson Bay on the southwestern shore. Also, this is Monday, July 5th. So let's go back to July 4th here. So I forgot to mention what would be happening on July 4th. Hopefully mostly dry for the country. Maybe here in Florida we could see some showers for July 4th. Maybe also in New England as well, into parts of Montana and the southwest. So isolated spots in the country may see some rain. So if you're in Florida or if you're in parts of the southwest and New England, you may want to at least be on the lookout for storms again. This is 5 days out, so this can change quickly. But as far as any major issues in terms of severe or tropical weather, it shouldn't be a problem. So then going out to Tuesday, low pressure system located over western Wisconsin, west central Wisconsin, maybe bringing some storms to that area as well. And then we'll go out a little bit farther here. This is Wednesday, July 7th, and that low pressure system moves slowly off to the east into northern Michigan and bringing some showers and storms to parts of the Ohio Valley and Midwest. And then 210 hours out, Thursday, July 8th, and some showers are possible for the area. And here's the reason why I'm going out this far, is to look for tropical development. And you see that little bit of pressure system at 1012 low that's sitting off the Florida Panhandle. That is what we're kind of looking at. Then again, the GFS is not really showing any major tropical development. So again, this is just one model. I didn't put the European on here, unfortunately. I forgot about the Europeans. That's my bad. But there it is. Really is not showing much of a tropical system. They're going back to 192 hours though. There is a little bit of a wave there, couple hundred miles off the Florida coast, but still, not anything that looks to be major. And then going out, we could have a 1,005 millibar low off the Carolina coast, North Carolina coast as well. We'll kind of see if that holds together. But again, this is this is a few days out. This is 10 days out. Friday, July 9th. So now let's look at the severe weather threat for tomorrow. Again, enhanced risk sitting over parts of Massachusetts, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and extreme northern Connecticut. We'll have to say most of Massachusetts in that area as well. So this is the high-res rapid refresh model. Again, this is 30 hours out. I just say again, I don't know why I said that. I sometimes spit out random words. This is 30 hours out. This is Thursday, July 1st at the 0Z marker. So that is 8 p.m. rather, so Eastern Daylight Time as well. So some storms are possible for parts of Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York as well. Also, there could be a couple of supercells that do form in Maine, which could produce some brief isolated tornadoes. And going at 36 hours, the storms die off. Now, the high-risk rapid refresh model isn't doing an amazing job at really keeping this enhanced risk alive. There isn't really enough that I'm seeing. I'm just showing the reflectivity because I'm trying to get through this slightly quicker. I don't want to spend 45 minutes doing all this, but the high-res rapid refresh model is not really showing much of an enhanced risk threat. And you can see on the updraft Felicity, to put this very simply to explain this just marks the potential updrafts of possible supercells. So you see these little streaks, that's the updraft of the storm, the rotating nature of that updraft. And there isn't really much. There is quite a few streaks there, but as far as within an enhanced risk area, there isn't much. Now here's the thing about this. Is most likely to be a wind event. A 30% wind risk is in there. So, just because we don't see all these streaks doesn't mean we're not going to get anything in terms of this. You don't have to have a supercell to produce strong winds. But we're going to look at the NAM 3 kilometer. I just know a lot of people who like to trash it because of its linear bias, but chill out. This is this time on Wednesday, so 18Z. This is tomorrow. And we do have some storms that kind of form in a linear fashion that could produce some strong winds along the line. This is a little bit more verifiable of that enhanced risk. Strong straight line winds are very possible up in that areas, and you see these little black spots. That's the updraft Felicity on there. And as we go forward, we definitely see that line of storms in Massachusetts and Connecticut as well that could produce strong damaging straight line winds, and maybe the possibility of a brief spin up tornado, but it's most likely going to be a wind risk. And then the storms will move off that evening, and then they'll be gone in the overnight hours. Here's the overall updraft Felicity there, and the NAM 3 kilometer does in fact show a little bit more of an enhanced risk threat there, but we'll see if the HER catches up on this one, but it's not really doing a very good job as of right now. So now let's finish up the video with the National Weather Service temperature maps here. We're going to start adding these more in the videos here, and of course you can see that very, very warm air, very, very hot air in the northwest. We got temperatures from the 100 teens, 110s, however you say it. Also some hot... Anyways, I'm hearing noise out there. Also some hot temperatures in New England as well. Temperatures soaring into the mid to upper 90s. Not nearly as hot as in the Pacific Northwest, but still hot enough for them at least to issue a excessive heat warning as well. But as far as the heat is concerned in the Pacific Northwest, it's not the typical summer heat that's in the Southwest. You can have lows in the upper 80s and maybe even touching 90s. So it's not that kind of heat. Temperatures will cool down pretty quickly. They'll be in the mid to upper 70s. Some spots, especially in the mountains, could actually be even a little bit cooler in the upper 60s and lower 70s. So, and then tomorrow, kind of same story, but a little bit cooler. Same story for New England as well. Still very warm temperatures. And same story for the evening. Also, this is Thursday. Temperatures cool down slightly in the Northwest, though that heat kind of gets a little bit more widespread into parts of Montana and the high plains up to the Canadian border. Also, typical summer heat in the Southwest as well, and also could be quite hot here for the South and Southeast and the Mid-Atlantic states as well. But as those storms roll through, their temperatures are going to get a little bit cooler, so they're going to be from the mid to upper 90s down into the 70s, so it'll be much more pleasant weather after that front passes, and then storms will be gone and temperatures will be cooler. And then this is Friday, and definitely a little bit cooler for the Northeast, and a little bit cooler, still very hot for the northern states, northwestern states. Hundreds are still very possible as well in those areas. Also, again, hot in the Southwest as well for parts of southeastern California, southwestern Arizona, and also southeastern Nevada near the Las Vegas area. And then this is Saturday night. Still dealing with cooler temperatures, chilly temperatures for early July in the Northeast, and again, typical summer temperatures here in the Southeast. We've had a pretty typical summer so far this year. And then still, the heat continues, but is still a little bit chilly. Also, we could have some areas reaching 110 in the Southwest as well. And then this is Sunday night. Still quite chilly in the Northeast. Temperatures start to warm up as seasonal changes impact that area later on. But again, the nights will become a little bit more pleasant for the northern states and northwestern states as well during the nighttime, but still quite hot during the day. And rainfall. The areas where we could see the highest rainfall totals are going to be the southeast mid-Atlantic states as well. Also some very high rain totals in western Mexico as well. And then the final slide, the next 3 days. So again, a very wet pattern for much of the south and eastern states, and also hopefully a very wet pattern for the southwestern states. They really need the rain, and hopefully this rain will help them. But that's it for today. I know this video went quite long. It went for 25 minutes, but I hope I got through everything that you need to know for this week coming up. And of course, we'll make more videos on the tropics and try to understand what could be occurring for the next few days. I'll have a couple more videos coming up throughout the week to forecast these tropical systems and all that. So it's going to be a very busy week, potentially very busy weekend. So stay alert and stay subscribed so you get those notifications for when we do go live. But again, that's it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. See you on the next video.